And, you know, you put together in this book some 8, you call the 8 steps to survival in a POW camp.
Yes.
And
those I wrote shortly after I got back. I mean, the book was written just in the last several years, but those 8 steps for survival, I put those to paper shortly after I returned.
And what I love about these is, as I read through them here, they're not just for survival in a POW camp. They're for life. They're for life. They've been tested in the absolute harshest of conditions in a POW camp, but they can be applied to life. And it's actually things I talk about all the time, and it's amazing that there's so much alignment. Number 1, eat. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But when you've got to force down nothing but plain boiled rice day after day, month after month, eating becomes a difficult chore. Some found death easier. Now, how does that apply to life for me? Eat. Eat the right foods. Eat healthy foods. Boom. Done. You want to stay healthy. Next one, practice personal hygiene. When you are sick and starving, it's hard to motivate yourself to keep your body and surroundings clean. Do the best you can with what you have. Filth leads to disease, and disease leads to death. And again, for me, to apply this to life, this is about discipline, and this is about routine, and this is about pride. And maintaining those things. And even, you know, we've talked, one of the stories I talk about on here is the Russians fighting the Chechens, and one of the things that in the debriefs, in the post-operational debriefs, when they lost that first push down there, they said, you know, once the guys stopped shaving,
right,
then they stopped taking care of the weapons, and everything goes downhill. So what, to me, one of the things that this applies to, I mean, you're talking about it also from a pure health perspective, obviously.
Yeah, but it's also a psychological factor as well. Yeah.
Yes. Number 3, exercise. Set up a daily exercise period. Do something. Even if you are in stocks and chains, you can at least flex a few muscles and do some deep breathing. Okay. There is no more excuses ever, ever for not working out, for not doing something physical. Even if you're in stockades and chains.
Yeah, not in a recliner with the TV on. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Do not give up the fight to stay alive. This is number 4. Do not give up this fight to stay alive. No matter how sick you are, how serious your wounds, or how hopeless the situation is, there's always a chance you can make it. Take that chance. With your deepest courage, fight for it. And again, you apply this every day. Look at the opportunities you have. I mean, the opportunities that a normal person has. We don't even take advantage of those opportunities that we have. We don't even fight for those. Fight for those. Number 5, establish communications with other prisoners. Use your initiative and imagination to make contact with others, and then develop a chain of command. Build relationships with people.
Yeah.
Just build relationships with people. Number 6, follow the code of conduct. You must know the code before you find yourself in a prison camp. Then you should adhere to the articles as strictly as possible.
And that doesn't mean adhere perfectly, because no one can adhere perfectly, but adhere as close as possible. If you waver, come back to it. Don't waver and think that you've failed and then just cave in and give in. Yeah.
And that's one of the things, again, we were talking on the way over here. That was one of the changes after the experiences that you all had, is what initiated those changes in the code of conduct to give it some flexibility, so that people could bounce back from and say, oh, yesterday didn't make it, but today is a new day.
Exactly.
And I think that attitude is perfect for everyday life. Mm-hmm. You fall off the wagon on something, okay, get back on it. Number 7, keep the faith. Faith in your family, your religion, and your country may be all that keeps you alive and sane. Hang in there. You are not forgotten. That needs no explanation.
Right.
And number 8, maintain a sense of humor. This is difficult, but both possible and necessary. A bit of humor helps keep away fits of total depression. And remember, depression can kill. So yes.
And I practiced what I preached. My poor family and close friends know my very crazy, sick sense of humor, but I do have one, and I did throughout. And I give a couple examples in the book where in some very dire times I would come up with the stupidest humor, but I did it.
Well, I've talked about that as well, and we would be in the worst situations possible, and always someone would be laughing about something, and that's what, like you said, that's what keeps the spirit going and keeps you on the sane side of things, is to have fun with it.